Welcome back to the Loading Up podcast. I am your host, producer Jay, along with my other co-hosts.
That was a long pause.
Well, I can't pause.
What's up, his brother? It was a long pause. His brother Ted.
Thought I forgot again.
Sorry. Yeah, it's okay because every time you say the name, I also remember. Like, oh shit, that's right. That's the name of the show.
That's what happens when you do too many shows.
Not wrong.
We have a third host that hasn't introduced himself.
Oh, I was waiting for Brother Tay to be done. I'm sorry. We got here, Brother Zay. Back.
How's it going, guys?
I didn't even pause. Oh my god.
Everything's good,
great,
man.
actually.
Yeah, it's just great.
It was fantastic, actually.
Been a great Sunday.
Not for nothing, I had a good nap.
Oh, those are nice.
I just thought I'd bring that up.
I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you.
You know we get old when we praise a good nap.
Listen, I feel like that's a daily occurrence at this point. I try not to, but listen, it's hard.
Hold on, what's the daily occurrence? We're proud of you, or you taking a nap?
Well, me taking a nap, but you can also be proud of me every day. I appreciate that.
As long as you want it.
I
live to make you comfort.
What games we playing this week? Any new? Any old?
So I'll start because I've been heavy today with Gears of War.
Gears of War?
Yeah. So me and my wife and Gears 5.
Okay.
We've been playing Horde. So me and my wife and a couple of buddies of ours, we like to take Sundays and just play Horde. And it's been so fun, getting back into Gears and
That's nice.
playing fun. Yeah, just all together,
Yeah.
So that was basically all day for me. We were just playing Gears. It was so fun. So
That's the best,
besides Vampire Survivors, that's what I've been playing.
Nice. Anything, Brother Tay?
Yeah, hold on. I actually have been playing a new game with my roommate. Well, at least we're starting. By the time this comes out, we've at least started playing it. I'm still wrapped on just brothers my brain. It's like, oh, that's nice. It's like, I'm going back to what we talked about before with the whole stupid thing. It'd be like, damn, it must be nice to have a partner that just plays video game and doesn't complain. But we actually we started playing the Ring Fit game for the Switch.
Oh, okay.
How is that?
I enjoy it.
That's cool.
And then again, I have problems, so I have a mental.
They still
we already
sell
know
that?
I'm
Like,
mentally crazy.
did you just buy that recently? I feel like I haven't seen that in the stores mad long.
I think my roommate got it, so I personally didn't buy shit.
I heard it was actually a pretty good game, like despite having to play with that thing.
I guarantee you that it's extremely tough. Not a joke on that part. I hate it.
So it's like a real workout type deal,
It gets to a point. It gets to the point where they're like, "All right, cool." Because if you've seen any gameplay of it, it's like, "Oh, you made it to this checkpoint. We're going to increase the resistance." Then I really fucking increased the resistance.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Why you do this to me?
And as you're going, you're like, it's like, yeah, this is nice. And then after, I think you get to like 30 seconds, you're like, I didn't sign up for this.
I was not expecting that.
He's like, we're supposed to have fun with a video game. Why are my legs hurting?
That was me when the Wii first came out and Wii Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I remember when I first played that, like my arms were so sore, and I didn't know. Like I was like, "Wow, I actually got to work out for this." I was like, "Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?" Because is that how out of shape I am? That Wii Sports gave me a workout.
It depends on how tough. It depends on how rigorous you were really playing.
Yeah,
it was the boxing one.
Oh yeah, you were going hard. You were going hard.
No, fuck that. That shit really kicked your ass.
Okay, then it wasn't just.
I've been fighting that. I've been wanting to fight that game. I can't catch these hands. But we also started playing Just Dance as well, which is also another workout game that I was not really prepared for.
Just Dance is like that's if you want to wear everybody out and be like, okay, let's not play any more games. Let's just chill, play Just Dance.
It's pretty much. And played so. It's the new one, so apparently Just Dance has one where you just keep downloading all the new tracks that keep coming out. They're like, we're not making another one. Fuck it, you can have this forever. That's pretty much what that is. What this is.
What is it? Because I remember they were still making Just Dance games for like the PS2 and the Wii because people still buy them shits. It's not hard to make.
I can't really tell you what the name of it, but I can tell you that I've never danced to so many K-pop songs in my life.
That's
In these past, I want to say 2 months, I've never danced this many fucking songs in my life.
Well, damn.
I have another friend. They're most likely not gonna listen to this because they don't know about this podcast. Well, to my knowledge, I don't give a fuck. But I played Just Dance with them too, and it also kicked my ass. I was like, I don't know if I'm out of shape or this is just a problem.
Well, that's why I said with the We Fit stuff. Like, you never know until you start playing a game that supposedly is a game, but it actually wears you out. But
it's just a game until you're in the corner sweating, like,
right? It's like you good?
Heavy, like, oh nigga, no.
So I've been playing just pretty much the same thing, you know. Gears of War, God of War. So you threw me off, Zay.
Yeah. Gotta keep on your toes.
What did I do?
I said it wrong. I corrected myself. Zay, Jay, come on. So
AJ's not here.
I've been going through God of War. Obviously, that's still slogging my way through that. It's a great game, but like I said before, it's so long. I'm just like I want to just be done with it.
You gotta play through the story. Just go straight to the story.
No, I can't. I can't. That's the problem. That's why.
The story is still long.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate games that are just linear for the sake of being linear. Like no side quests, none of this like collectible nonsense. It's just straight through story, be done. But yeah. So I've been playing that. Obviously, I've been still playing and addicted to Marvel Snap. I've been moving on in my Pokemon gotta catch 'em all journey. I'm on Pokemon Black.
Ah, okay. Pokemon Black.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you
which one is
Whoa.
Hey, at least I'm playing the Black one. I could have played White.
That sounds worse.
Exactly.
It makes it better that you're playing
Pokemon Black.
Makes it better that you're playing the whites. I appreciate it more.
But I'm really on a time crunch because I only have like 2.5 months before they shut it down, and I'm starting to get a little nervous because like it's becoming a grind to try and catch these Pokemon. Luckily, the Black 2 that I had was already done, so literally all I have to do is just go and catch them wherever I can. It's just very annoying because then I gotta level them up and yada yada yada. But we'll see how that goes.
You're really on this Pokemon catch 'em all journey. I see.
I am determined to finish before they shut down the 3DS servers.
I respect it.
I will not wait until they remake Black for the Switch. Which you know they're gonna do eventually.
Eventually.
But I've also been playing a new game. Well, it's not really new, but it came out a while ago, and this is one of the main topics that we'll talk about later. I've been playing Somerville. Have you heard about that?
I have.
No.
Okay. Well, that's partially why I was playing it. So we'll get to it later. But I've been playing Somerville, so it's actually a really good game. But yeah,
I started Somerville. I had to go double check what it looked like.
Yeah. But trust me, all this is playing into what the topic I want to talk about later, but we'll get into it.
Okay.
But before that, we could just get into the news.
Perfect. We'll start right away with...
Oh, by the way, that's what the gameplay is, because I hadn't told you guys yet.
Okay. Very nice.
Oh, okay. If I ever see this, which I won't.
Which you won't. Yeah.
Very well known that I don't look at anything we do. Unpersonal against you. You do a great job editing, though.
We'll jump right into the news. NetEase, a Chinese-based gaming company, announced on Friday it had acquired Canadian gaming studio Skybox Labs, which is co-developing major games including Halo Infinite and Minecraft. Sorry, Minecraft.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. So yes, Skybox Labs
Bungie?
no, not Bungie. They they co-developed with Microsoft Studios uh, some aspects of Halo Infinite as well as some Minecraft projects. And NetEase, the Chinese company, just brought them. So they're saying that they're staying independent, but they're getting more aggressive with buying more gaming studios to rival the other big Chinese gaming company, Tencent. Because as we know, Tencent last year went on a buying spree, buying up IPs and studios all across the world to try and cement themselves in the gaming world. So now NetEase is doing the same. Um,
That's
so they
why Microsoft is trying to buy as much as they can because Tencent is already ramping up their portfolio.
Oh yeah, and it's with Tencent specifically. They're not just buying whole studios like Microsoft. They're just buying major parts of the studio. So they're about like 30 to 40% of the studio, and just have control over most of what goes on.
Yeah.
Which is I think is worse. It's like they get final say because they own more than
Majority.
anybody else.
Yeah.
It's weird. But yeah, Microsoft buying more gaming studios isn't a bad thing. It's more to combat and to compete with China, Japan, because everybody's buying stuff. Everybody's selling. We don't even know if Square Enix will be around later because maybe they're selling. They're selling off like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
people are gonna want it anyway.
well, yeah,
Personally.
but I mean, the company and the IPs will still be around, but who owns them is where you know
Oh, I know. I'm just saying,
that
like,
comes into
there's a
play.
reason people just really want them.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what NetEase does because they did say that they're going to be independent. They're going to allow them to be independent, just owned by NetEase. So we'll see what happens with them in the near future. And we'll continue right going. Last month we reported on Q&A testers from Bethesda ZeniMax that they were going to vote on being in the union, and that came to fruition because as of 3 days ago they formally became a union, and Microsoft openly accepted and allowed them to form, and it is the biggest known gaming union in the United States.
It's
And
very interesting too because didn't they post like an article with the CWA, like basically not like saying that they're, well, maybe they did. I didn't read it all, but they were talking about how unions are important and how they can be the future and stuff like that.
yes, absolutely.
I mean,
So
that's
they
one
did.
way. That's one way to keep to it. Like, here's your union.
Absolutely. They actually responded to the both CMA and EU saying that they wish for the acquisition to go through of Activision
Yeah.
because it will be better working conditions for their coworkers. So yeah, it's all around very positive feedback from both the unions and from majority of people who commented it because the CMA's opened up for public opinion,
Yeah.
and so majority of people want this to go through. Uh, we're just waiting on regulators at this point to finish their squabbles.
Pretty much.
Regulators, mount up.
And now again, just like we reported again last month with the patent of an Xbox controller with a OLED screen, Asus Republic of Games brand has built two new high-end controllers for the Xbox and PC, all with a 1.3-inch OLED screen on the face of the controller, where you can add customizations, animations, images. It will show battery level. It will have mic status and controller profiles all within right there on the screen. So we reported last month that the patent was out and was available, and already It's January, what is it, 8th, and we have controllers. They're third party controllers, but it's still
That's
something. It's a big thing.
that's the one thing we talked about earlier, that like the controller looks nice,
It
but
does.
the fact that it's wired is like I still don't understand why Microsoft just doesn't let third parties do wireless, because I granted maybe the wire is long enough, but this is not 2003. Like
Yeah.
I want a wireless controller.
I think that has to do more with the Bluetooth patent that Xbox has than more so than third party controllers. They probably
They-
want to do wireless controllers, but maybe they can't, you know?
Well, they can't do the Bluetooth directly, but there have been controllers that I've seen, even like because I remember I was looking for controllers for my kids, and there's
Mhm.
controllers that are technically wireless, but they use like a little thing you plug into the Xbox,
Oh yeah.
so
A
that way
little
you can,
dongle you plug
yeah,
in.
it's like a little dongle you plug into the Xbox, so that way it's still wireless, but it's not completely wireless or completely like untethered. I don't know what the
Yeah.
word is, but like you need that little thing. But I don't understand why others don't do that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I love the word tethered for some strange reason though.
What?
I don't know. Didn't ignore me. Alright. I wasn't even an input. It was just like, damn, I really like that word. Didn't you?
Tethered?
Yeah, I don't know. My brain just went. That was an intrusive thought that got out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right. So we have some HTC has announced a HTC Vive XR Elite, which is a standalone mixed reality headset, and it's small. You can fold it in on itself and put it in a little carrying case and have it in like your back pocket.
Mm.
It's got 90 hertz refresh rate in both eyes, and it runs on a Snapdragon XR2 chipset with a 2K display, which is really good for a VR headset. Um, the
What are your? Oh, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was gonna say just talk about the price point because it is expensive. It's like $1,100 for the headset.
Eesh.
Yeah, I mean,
God
you think about the
damn.
MetaQuest Pro is $1,500, so it's $400 cheaper, but still expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on VR?
Mm.
I haven't really gotten a chance to try it. I always wanted to though.
But like, what in terms of just like overall, like just looking at it, like what do you feel like it's the
I
future?
think it can be. It's going to be because that's just. It's not because of like how I think about it. It's because like how often, like especially on like main screen like TVs and stuff, how often when they show the future, it's definitely like virtual reality things, like virtual reality vacations, headsets, and stuff like that. So that's where the future is going to take it. Because that's where it always does. But I think it sounds really fun though.
I don't know. Personally, I think VR is very gimmicky. I don't know if you guys know, but Microsoft has a deal with the Department of Defense where they have VR headsets uh for the army, and actually just a report came out like last week where an army corporal was saying these headsets could have got us killed if this was a live combat training. So I don't know if the technology is there yet for real world, action stuff like that with the military, but even for gaming, I'm not too I don't want to put a headset on and have everything super close to my face. I don't know.
I personally wouldn't want it as a personal thing either. It's the
Yeah.
idea that like that's just where people always go to when it comes to like anything that comes to, like anytime you imagine the future of a world, it's always like, oh, it's virtual reality stuff. Like you can put on a headset, or they'll give you like contacts, like to let you stuff from
Yeah.
flying cars to everything. Like these is it's like every time we think of the future, it's like one of the things that always stands out. It's like one of the principles that stands out, no matter what it is. We may not. I personally don't really. I personally am not a fan. Like if I had a personal idea, I personally would not want a headset to play video games because I would just want to play the game itself. I'm very used to control it, but I also know that it's just going to happen.
So for me personally, like I've used VR a few times, and it's very fun. I would say that like it's a fun like little thing that you can play for a little while. Long term use, I haven't really had it that long to like really say how long anybody should be playing it. But in the moments that I had it, it was very fun to play. But the thing is, I can't see it being a normal like household item. Like I know they're trying to push it into homes with like the PlayStation VR and the
Yeah.
Vive and the MetaQuest, all that. They're trying to make it a consumer item. I don't think that that's the way to go. I think they need to push it as like something you need to go to experience because I've been to I think it was I forgot the name of it. It's like a Sky Zone. You ever been there?
Mm-hmm.
Where like it's like a bouncy place and you can
Yeah.
it's like it has like a jungle gym or whatever. But they had like a little VR section there. And I remember I played it. It was like 4 people and you put on this like backpack thing and you put the headset on and then you can move around in the little area that is designated to VR. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, this is like the perfect application, like public application in like malls, in just having actual places to go to play VR. I feel like that's where the money is because at home use, first of all, you need to have the space. Not a lot of people have the space. And when you don't, it forces like developers to accommodate for that, which means they have to have ways where you have to move with like I don't know if you played VR games, but like some games have you like teleport to where you need to go. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
like it's like immersion breaking. It's like I very clear like the whole point is to be in the game. If I have to teleport to progress, then like you're taking me out of the game.
Yeah.
But when I was at that thing, I was moving around to where I needed to go. So like I felt more immersed that way. I feel like commercial use and public use is the way to go for VR, not home use.
That sounds fair enough.
Can't argue
That
that,
sounds
sir.
fair. Yeah.
I've been wanting to
come
say
here
that for
now.
a long time. I just never had a platform.
I didn't come here to not fight though. Like, how dare you?
All right. So we'll get into some more gaming news. Verizon just announced its Razer Edge 5G handheld, and it's coming to Verizon this month for $359.99. It's a they claim it's a Switch-like handheld, right? And
Okay.
it looks it looks really cool. It doesn't do everything though. I feel like Steam Deck would be better if you want to do handheld gaming, especially for PC. But this particular Razer's Edge will have access to Xbox Cloud Gaming, NVIDIA GeForce Now, and if you're close to a PC, you can use Steam Link for it. So it has a lot of different applications. Um, so if you have Verizon, you can get it on a plan, or you can get the Wi-Fi version. There's two versions. The Wi-Fi version is $359, and the 5G from Verizon model is $600, and that's just about
man.
the price of the steepest Steam Deck price. So
Yeah.
they just revealed this. It's I think it's coming out on the 26th of this month. So I think once people get their hands on it and actually play it and see what it's like, maybe they can, get a final judgment on how it compares and holds up against the Steam Deck, because Steam Deck is doing really well now.
Can it play games natively?
Native? No, I don't think so. No.
That's the issue where
Yeah.
a lot of these handhelds lose interest from me because they've had plenty of other handhelds that have come out so far where it's like, oh, they have like Xbox Game Pass and Nvidia whatever
The
it's
GeForce
called
Now? Yeah.
GeForce Now. But it's like that's all. It's cloud. You don't need this specific device if you're gonna use cloud. You can use your phone. You can use anything. You can use a tablet. Like you don't need a specific quote unquote gaming device to use the cloud. So I don't understand why
yourself.
they try to. What happened?
Speak for yourself, sir. I don't understand what you're talking about. I want it.
You want it? I mean, more power to you. But the whole point is, if you're gonna try and market this thing at that price, it better play games natively because that doesn't that price point does not justify anything.
Well,
You're not
a
wrong.
lot of people don't have really great smartphones to play games on. The connections with if they don't have a 5G phone, or if they don't have a phone that has a big enough screen, they don't want to play on that. So they figured, why not get like a handheld that's bigger? A
Get
little
an
bit bigger than the
iPad.
phone. Not everybody has iPad money.
iPad is like $150. All right.
What?
If they you can get it used.
Oh, okay. You're talking about a used iPad.
Listen, there are
I'm like,
ways.
where you see $150 iPad at? Hold on,
All
let's
I'm
go to the
saying
Apple
is
store right now.
I feel like if you care about gaming that much, where you would buy a specific device to play games on it, then you would like the thing is what you said $600, right?
That's for the 5G model, yes.
Or how much is the Wi-Fi model?
The Wi-Fi was $359.
Okay, you could get an iPad with that. There you go.
But, okay, they could get an iPad with that, but then they would also have to still go ahead and download things like Xbox Game Pass or something. It's not always as easy as you make it sound out to be, especially for people who aren't they aren't very technologically into the know. They just, oh, I could get this and start playing games. That's cool. Whereas an iPad, you have to do workarounds to play on cloud and stuff. So it's a give and take. Maybe you don't think it's good, but maybe other people think, oh, this is great. I could just pick it up and start playing.
If they don't know how to set it up, then they deserve to have their money stolen from them by this device.
Wow.
Not everyone knows about these things. You'd be very surprised how little the general public knows about technology compared to like somebody like us, who in the know. We know what to do,
Which is why they can fall for this marketing scam, essentially.
Well, for them it's not a scam. For them it's perfect.
I don't know.
Maybe for us
it's
a scam.
Who's this I have no knowledge. Like, I am in the dumb place right here. I'm like, what is going on? I stay in the dumb world.
I just don't like that these companies are trying to like get on the cloud bandwagon and basically upcharging people for basic things like cloud. Like cloud, you don't need to spend $300 to play cloud. Like you can, there's very cheaper alternatives to doing that.
I mean, what if they got an Obama phone? They can't play on the cloud with that.
That was an Obama phone.
Did you say an Obama phone? That is crazy to me.
What is that?
The free phone
the little free phones that the government gives out.
What? I never heard of that.
You never heard of that?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm more shocked you've never heard of that. It's just it's a saying. It's a saying that people use for the free government phones that they give out. Like if you have Medicaid or something, you could give out. They give you like a free small little phone. It's supposed to go in touch with your doctors and stuff. So it's dubbed the Obama phone. Like
Okay.
It happened during it was Obama. It was part of Obama's like little plan when he did like the free healthcare stuff, the Medicaid thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing. But either way,
Isaiah, he was Brother Zay. He was privileged. That's why he don't know.
I see the privilege.
I know, right?
No, okay. So even so, if they had an Obama phone, what they doing caring about cloud gaming?
Hold on.
And first of all, look. You think the people who have an Obama phone are gonna spend $350 for this device to play on cloud?
Hold up. All I'm saying is that you're being privileged and ageist right now. Old people can play games too, okay?
I'm just saying there are better alternatives to playing cloud. That's all I'm saying.
Better alternatives for you.
There are better alternatives. I would not. Anybody listening to this, I would not recommend buying a device for $350 minimum to play cloud-based games. It has to be native.
Okay, listen. I'm with you. I'm on your side in that. But you also have to realize that that's not for everybody's situation. Everybody's situation is different. If they need that and they want that, let them buy it. No. This is America, damn it. We have the freedom to do and choose what we want to play on.
Do not buy a $350 device to play cloud. I am telling you right now.
Here's the
I don't care what your situation is. Do not do that.
You asked us, do you think that they would do it? The answer is yes. I fully believe they would do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Asks.
And there's some suckers then.
That's crazy.
But anyway.
on from the violence, we'll jump right into some Sony news because Sony revealed at their CSE or CES conference that they have a brand new controller for the PS5, a device called Project Leonardo that aims at to bring improved accessibility to players on PlayStation. The device can be paired with an existing DualSense controller or used completely on its own. It's currently in development and does not have a release date or price, but they showed it off at this conference that they did, and it looks really cool. It's like a circular disc, and I was like, man, it looks cool. All the functions that they have for it.
An Echo.
An Echo.
Pretty much like it does what is his main purpose again?
It's to bring functionality to people with disabilities so they can start playing games better.
So it's a disability control. You ever heard the I forgot what it's called. I guess it's just called the Xbox Disability Controller or Accessibility Controller.
The accessibility controller from Xbox.
You ever seen that?
Not actually. I'll look it up though.
Okay, so it's basically just like a rectangle with two big buttons, and then it has inserts where you can connect like different kinds of like joysticks or button pads or whatever.
Yeah, fully customizable, so that way if somebody with a disability wants to play a game, they don't have to worry about holding a controller. They can just...
I get to see it. I'm looking at it right now. Oh god, it is.
Okay.
It's very big though.
Yeah, no, it's huge, but that's the purpose. So that way it makes it easier to like press buttons and stuff. But this one is smaller. I'm assuming it's smaller, but it has everything attached to it. So I guess it kind of is a little bit better technically than the Xbox One because you don't have to buy anything else. Like everything is just there.
True. I mean,
we would have to see how it works in like actual
the real world functions of it, you know.
Exactly, but it honestly, I can't hate on this. It's nothing but a good thing.
Absolutely.
Whether what is the saying is, whether by hook or by crook, this is a good thing. So whatever the intentions behind this is, it's still a good thing. So I can't hate on it.
You know, giving people the ability to play when they couldn't before because of the controller, that's always a good thing. You know, everybody should be able to play, especially people with certain handicaps or disabilities who couldn't play before.
Right. Now we're looking at you, Nintendo. Step up.
I fully agree, but part of my brain was definitely like, pull a Skip Bayless real quick.
No.
That's not.
I was like, do it. Like, do it right now. Let's see what it does. It's like my intrusive thoughts are winning a lot today. This is crazy.
So we're gonna jump right into some more Sony news, but this time not so good. There are repair shops in France who are sounding the alarm to both Sony and consumers about standing your PS5 up horizontally.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, they're saying that if anything happens to the seal around the was it the A? I'm drawing a blank right now. It's the seal around where they keep the APU, where they keep the liquid metal. If your console's standing up and the seal somehow gets damaged, that liquid metal can leak out into other parts of the motherboard or anywhere and stop it from cooling and permanently damage your PS5 console. And that is something to be worried about because I'm looking at my PS5 that is standing up.
Yeah, I was going to say, has Sony officially commented on this?
They have not.
That scares me.
Yeah, that's scary. It really is.
Because literally, I have my PS5 standing up because I could maneuver it to sit sideways, but it looks so ugly sitting sideways.
It does. That bulge, you have the disc, right?
Yeah, the disc version.
Yeah, so the bulge is there. I don't have the space to lay it down.
What's that?
It's like we just went through a whole video where they tell you not to do it, and you're just like, I'm gonna keep it stand up. That's what you all just said.
See, that's the thing. I want to know if it's like just blown out of proportion or if it's an actual legit thing. Because so far, I've had my PS5 for almost a year, and I haven't had any problems. Granted, I don't really play it that much outside of like exclusive games, but still, I don't want it to break on me because I don't want to buy another one.
It's extremely expensive. You don't want it to break at all.
No, I understand. I fully understand, but
that's why I want to know if they commented on it, because if not, then
So the repair shop owner, he did come out and say it is by case basis, simply because what the real danger is if that seal around the APU gets damaged. If that gets damaged, then there's the problem. So it's not in every case. Now, he did have upwards of 50 consoles with this particular issue at his repair shop. And it's basically like it's busted. Once that liquid metal gets out of there and gets on other parts of your console on the inside, it's done.
Yeah.
So
well, it could be one of those cases where, like, you don't hear anything bad. Like, you only hear bad stuff when it comes to like this type of situation. So it's like, yeah, there's 50 consoles, but all those people they had issues. That doesn't represent all the consoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So it's like if in France there were like I don't know, 10,000 consoles sold, but 50 of them broke down. Like, yeah, it sounds alarming because there's 50 PS5s with the same issue, but it's 50 out of 10,000. So that's well within like the failure range or whatever.
Yeah, no, and it's not even 10,000. It's probably more, because remember,
exactly,
they just at the same conference that we just talked about, the CES conference that they did, Sony announced that they sold over 30 million consoles, and that it was going to be way easier to now get them. So people shouldn't have any problems getting PS5s from now on. So out of 30 million, there's just in this one localization of 50 consoles that have this issue. So, I mean, I don't know what people do with the consoles for them to get,
That's true. I've seen people, like, the environment that they have their consoles at, and I'm just like, yo, why? Yeah. Why would you do that?
I mean, because even the issue with the HDMI port, like, what are you doing to your HDMI port that it's completely broken off the motherboard? It's like, are you jamming it in? Are you just like completely yanking it out? I don't understand.
I saw a picture of a PS5 that was like, it was laying down flat, but like where the air intake was, there was an ashtray with a lit cigarette in it.
Oh no!
I'm just like, why would you even put that near your PS5? Like,
that's the general public for you.
I don't question anything when I look at people anymore.
I just hope it's not as big of a deal. The way the media is reporting on it makes it seem like it. I just hope that's not the case.
Yeah. Let's hope it's not as widespread as
like the Red Ring of Death.
Oh God, let's not revisit that hell.
I lost 3 Xboxes to that.
Oh, you too?
Never got one.
Yeah,
never got one because of that. The year I was gonna buy one with my family, the Ring of Death started coming out, and we were like, looks like we're not buying one.
I was so close to like just being like, you know what, fuck it, I'll get a PS3. Like, but I had all my games there, so I was like, and I gotta get all the games again.
I already had a PS3, that's why it was like, oh, like it was on.
Oh,
it was like it was like on sale, and it was like, oh, but then we looked into why it was on sale. We're like, oh, that's why I got it.
Oh man, no. I was daydreaming about the nightmares I had with the 360. With the Red Rings. It was bringing back
a Vietnam flashback. He was like there into the distance.
Oh God! You have no idea how many. Yeah, exactly. You don't know. I've had so many Xbox 360s with that. It's just
Oh my god.
It brought bad memories.
It's like,
I just zoned out for a minute just thinking about it.
oh god, he had PTSD flashbacks. Oh my lord.
There
I
you
Just
go.
did.
losing save files and everything. He's like, no,
Not again.
why,
Yeah, 4
Lord,
times.
why? When will I learn?
So we're gonna get some epic news about their iOS Epic and Apple fight that they've been going on for 2 years now. The popular game Fortnite was removed from the App Store after Epic Games updated with a payment system that bypassed Apple's in-app purchases. However, Apple's now rumored to allow alternative app stores on the iPhone and iPad. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney has teased that Fortnite will return to iOS soon. So his statement, he tweeted out, his words were next year on iOS before New Year's Eve, or of course, we can't be sure how exactly Epic Games will try to bring Fortnite back to iOS. However, since the game has been banned by Apple, Sweeney has probably referred to the alternative app store that might be allowed on iOS in the near future. So it may be coming back, but with a little workaround.
And all the 12-year-olds rejoiced.
I
No,
mean,
not gonna lie. Fortnite is good. I've played it a few times. It's just this whole situation and like I don't even know who to root for because like I don't really like Epic like that, but I definitely don't like Apple. So I don't know.
I'm sorry. Do you have an iPhone? What do you mean you don't like Apple?
I do not have an iPhone, sir.
Okay. That's Jay's. That's brother Jay.
That's
Sorry.
brother Jay. Yeah.
The other Jay. Sorry, no.
I have an iPhone too.
Okay.
All right, so then you
okay.
join the club.
I see.
Yeah, but like I'm
I mean-
not the one. I'm not playing Fortnite on this phone. Like anytime. Like, that's the thing. I'm like I'm not going to.
People give Fortnite a bad rep, but I really enjoy Fortnite. You know, it's something that we can pick up and play with my son. It is literally the metaverse because they have literally everything in there, from Star Wars to Marvel to animes like
Yeah, no, they got
Dragon
everything.
Ball.
Oh, I know.
It's literally everything. So it is the metaverse.
I have no,
I play with my kids sometimes. It's alright.
I have no complaint about
Don't
it.
be mad because you didn't get wins.
I did get wins. That's the thing.
Don't,
It's just tedious.
yeah, don't you put me?
Yeah.
Don't put me in that ring with you, sir. Smells like loser in this. I don't understand.
So that we have some Redfall news. You want to talk a little bit about Redfall, producer Jay?
Yes. So, some new details came out for Redfall, which have me a little bit more optimistic about it. Because honestly, when they first showed off the trailer, I was not underwhelmed, but I was just like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those games." Where, like, granted, I thought it was gonna be like Left 4 Dead. I mean, honestly, everybody thought it was gonna be like Left 4 Dead.
I definitely thought it was gonna be Left 4 Dead.
You just
so,
wanted it to be Left 4 Dead.
No.
Game, but I don't want Left 4 Dead clones. Like we played Back 4 Blood last year, which not last year. It was like damn, it was almost. That was in 2021.
No, it was last year.
Was it in 2020? No.
I mean, technically not last year yet. You still had.
No, it was 2021, wasn't it?
We can't call it 2 years. 2 years ago yet. It's still last year technically. A year ago. Until we get to that day.
Fine. A year ago.
There you go.
But we played it and it was fun, but it's like it's not Left 4 Dead, and that's my big problem with it. So when they announced Redfall and it looked like Left 4 Dead, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But apparently it's not like Left 4 Dead. And it's more, what did they say? It was more
they claimed it was more a spin on Far Cry.
Yeah, where it's like an open world type thing. So here's what the details say, like a kind of synopsis. So it says the play space is kinda, yeah. So they said the play space is quote unquote unfathomably larger than Prey, which I don't know if you guys played that. I played a little bit of it.
I played Prey.
Yeah, so it's pretty good, and that means it's a very large game. That there's a home base where you can talk to NPCs. There's side
Mm-hmm.
quests, main quests, and the open free roam. So it's like one of those things. So it's more of like a looter shooter, kind of like
Right.
Destiny in a way, where like you go through, you pick up loot, and then you tackle each thing as you go, rather than like a storyline that takes you through the thing.
Yeah.
Um, you can use environments, hazard against enemies, and they also had assistance from id Software, which is that has me pretty excited because I love Doom.
Of course.
And but yeah, so honestly, this is only a good thing, and I hope they can live up to the expectations because Redfall, like I said, it wasn't too high on my radar, but with the details that came out, I'm hoping it's gonna be a banger.
I mean, it does just those details alone. It being similar to both Far Cry and Stalker, more so than what everybody thought to be Left 4 Dead. That's really great
Yeah.
because I didn't want, like you said, another Left 4 Dead type game.
I was also worried about the whole co-op aspect of it because when games are built with co-op in mind,
Oh yeah, it's
it
definitely
becomes
an issue.
harder to play. Yeah, it becomes
Mm,
harder to play by yourself. But they said that this is a single player designed game that has co-op. So
yeah,
that's good news in my view.
I wonder how they're gonna do like story progression wise because Back
So
4 Blood didn't do it very well.
so actually they're actually kind of doing it the same way, unfortunately.
No.
They said so this was actually news from like a few months ago.
Yeah.
So they were asked about how the co-op was going to work, and they said the reason why they chose to do it the way they did it, which is like they have a host
Okay.
uh profile or whatever, is because it makes it easy because it's untethered. It's similar to, I don't know if you heard about what they said for Gotham Knights, why
Mm-hmm.
it's the way it is that it's like it's untethered, where anybody can go anywhere, and it makes it easier to handle. The problem
Okay.
with that is that it won't know, um it's hard to distinguish whether or not a player has done something or not within their game.
I mean, particularly, let's say in that instance with Gotham Knights, because you compared it to when I played with my buddy Brea, she we would always be in her game, but when I would go back to my game, it would say, "Hey, you did this already. Do you want to skip it or not?"
So I think that has to tie more to the loot system.
Yeah, I
Okay,
figured it
So
has to.
because you're doing this stuff, I think you can still take that with you, but your progression won't.
that's so.
If that makes sense.
It does. It makes absolute sense, but I don't like it.
So, but all right, think about it like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. So basically, when you play co-op in that, you join another person's world. Everything you do in there is in their world, and then when you go back, you didn't do anything in your world, so you have to do it again. But you still get everything that you got from doing all the stuff in the other world.
Yeah, I understand. I just don't like it.
I mean, it's a choice. I mean, maybe they might be able to change it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but we'll
That's
see.
that's the only thing that I'm disappointed about the game. Other than that, it looks great. The gameplay that they show so far looks awesome. I can't wait to tackle it. Whether it be by myself or with some buddies, it doesn't matter. It looks good. And
Yes.
now that I know it's more open world-ish and Far Cry esque, I can't wait to actually play it.
I just hope there's no freaking towers you have to unlock to get the map open.
Well, this is not Ubisoft, sir.
That's what I just hope that's not the case because that's what Far Cry was.
No. But remember, Far Cry is Ubisoft. This is not Ubisoft. Completely different. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
look, yeah, we shall
my
see.
favorite part. We'll see. Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the brother Jay and you.
there you go.
So we had that was it for the news. You said you wanted to discuss about Somerville.
Oh, yes. Okay, so when I was thinking of a topic for this week, I was trying to figure out, okay, what's something that we haven't talked about yet.
Uh,
And then I was just scrolling because usually when I pick a topic, I try to pick a gameplay that goes with it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across Somerville. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this game. And then I was like, yo, how did I forget about this game? This game was announced last year at
Mm-hmm.
the Xbox Showcase, and it's by the creators, or not. It's all right. It's not by the creators, but it's by the co-founder of the original studio that made Limbo and
Oh,
Oh
Inside.
yes. Mm-hmm.
You ever played those games?
I love
Yes.
them. I love Limbo. I don't remember Inside too
Yeah,
well.
Limbo and Inside. Inside was the it's not the sequel, but it's the second game that
Is
it
that
was
the?
Play
Oh,
Dead that they
I'm
made.
trying to remember. Is that the? I'm trying to
Um,
remember fully, but is that the one where I think I know which one it is. I got it. I think I got it.
it's like you play as a little kid, and
Yeah,
then you
little
go,
boy.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the little boy, and it's not black and white like Limbo was.
I think I got
Um,
it. Trust. I think I remember it now.
yeah, so those I love those games. Those are my favorite games of like last generation and the generation before, because I think Limbo came out on the 360. Um, But yeah, so when they announced this game, it's not by Playdead, which made those games, but the co-founder of Playdead co-founded another studio, and they made this game. This is their first game,
Oh, okay.
and when they showed off the trailer, it instantly like you recognized it. Like when people saw it, they thought, "Oh, this is the next Playdead game," but it wasn't. Uh, so when I saw it and the trailer released, and I was like, "Yo, this is really cool! Like, I love those games. I can't wait to play this game." And it's day one on Game Pass, even better. And then it came out, and like literally nobody was talking about it. I
Yeah.
forgot that it came out, and it just kind of like got swept under the rug. And I was just like, "How does this happen? Like, how do you have such a like fan favorite be released day one on Game Pass, and then it just completely passes everybody by?" And it got me thinking about like what games have you guys been excited for that just kind of just flew by the wind, and you just never heard from it again until you decided to play it later on.
Oh,
Has there been a game like that?
that's a deep
I'm sure there
question.
is,
And
especially
it has.
PlayStation games. I'm sure, especially PlayStation 2 games that I've gotten, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about you.
Or not even that you've got, that you just heard about, and that you were just like, "Oh, I'm gonna play that." That happens to me with movies a lot,
Oh,
but it also happens with
all the
games.
time with movies. That's why I don't want. I'm the worst with movies.
But it's like there's games I see trailers for, and I'm just like, "Yo, that looks hot," and then I completely forget about that it released, and then I just don't buy it until later.
And you're like, oh shit, look.
I can't honestly. Yeah, exactly. I can't think of the exact game with that's happened to me before. But I know the feeling. You know, it's like you're
Um,
looking forward to this game, and then it's just like it's fleeting. You know, it's fleeting.
as a
You
personal note,
forget about it.
I think the first time that's ever happened to me, it wasn't a game that I bought. I'm looking at it. I got a whole list in front of me of PlayStation 2 games as a reminder, but then I looked up all of like games of my past. And do you remember Tony Hawk Underground?
Yes, I
Yeah,
love
Remember
that
the
shit.
do you remember the
course.
second one? The sequel to it.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's Underground
I
2,
had
Thug 2.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Tony Hawk Underground. And I completely forgot I had Tony Hawk Underground. And then like I remember when I found it again, I was like, "Oh shit, look at this." And then that's when they released Tony Hawk Underground 2. And I was like, "Oh, I should definitely get that." And then it flew under my I completely forgot about it. You wanna know what the time I remembered it, the truth be told, the only reason I remembered it was because I think I saw a skate for the Xbox. I was like, "Oh shit, look at that!" That's like,
Wow, that late?
that's how far it left my brain for that long. And then I remember thinking, I was like, "Was there another game that was like?" And then I was like, "Oh snap, that's right, that." It wasn't on
Damn,
purpose.
that's a long
No, it
time.
wasn't on purpose. It just it just left my mind. And then I remember just thinking about it next when I saw that game. I was like, Then I started playing all the Tony Hawk games again. I was like, oh man, I love skateboarding games. And then Underground 2 came back into my mind. I was like, I was supposed to buy that game.
So, so for me, I actually have an example because I didn't play this until last year, and I didn't play and actually enjoyed it and beat it until last year. Was Dishonored.
Dishonored. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
so
good one.
yeah, because
Dishonor
Dishonored.
on you,
Well,
dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow.
yes, exactly. When they showed it, I was like, "Oh man, this game looks great. It looks awesome." I completely forgot about it. Never even touched it. But then when it was added into Game Pass, because of the ZeniMax purchase by Xbox, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. I forgot about it, and I loved it. It was a great game.
Yeah, no, that game is really good. I that's another one I need to play, cause like I played it, but then I stopped playing it, and then I just never went back to it. That's one of those.
That's good. That's good. The problem that you also presented another problem. Xbox doesn't do. Yeah, they have
Yes.
some of the games, but Xbox doesn't do marketing correctly because they just they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't at all. It's almost zero marketing for their games. They just had High on Life come out on exclusive to PC and Xbox, Game Pass on first, on day one, and it was almost no talk about it. You saw people playing it, people posting on it, about it, but where's Xbox? Where's Phil Spencer? Where's Aaron Greenberg? Where are they talking about it? Where are they
honestly,
saying anything?
in that case, I can tell you why. Because they probably weren't exactly sure if that was gonna be a good game. You can tell when there's certain games that kind of fly under the radar, but then end up actually being good. Because especially with High on Life, I knew it was gonna face a lot of scrutiny because of
The humor.
being the humor and all that stuff. I knew a lot of people, like, even before release, when they showed like the first trailer and then even the first gameplay trailer, that people were gonna be like, oh, I don't know, this seems kind of like
Yeah.
And I think Xbox kind of thought the same way, that they were just like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna be good, but then it actually ended up being good. So I think it has more to do with the fact that obviously they can't market every freaking game that comes out on Game Pass.
Why not? That's the whole purpose.
Well, okay, because a lot of games are very, very like, okay, Game Pass is great, but they release a lot of like lower end indie games. So like you can't mark. Although if you follow the Game Pass like on social media, like the Game Pass account on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, they do advertise a lot of their shit. But even the smallest games. But you have to know about it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Xbox itself is not going to advertise it because they're probably trying to focus on their shit, the bigger games or whatever.
Yeah, but in a year when 2022 had almost nothing besides Pentiment, High on Life, and I think there was one more, but they had like 3 exclusives all year. They're all very small exclusives. You would think that they would want to push, some advertisement. Maybe they'll have some better numbers for their Game Pass subscribers if they just advertise just a little bit better and a little bit more, compared to advertising zero. Advertise something. Get out there. Speak about your product. I see, I follow like Phil Spencer and Sarah Bonds and Aaron Greenberg, and they talk a little bit, but it's not nearly enough. It's not out there. Like PlayStation, they did a whole commercial with Rick and Morty about God of War. You saw God of War everywhere. The marketing was everywhere.
That's the big game. Like, you can't compare marketing from God of War to Pentiment.
Okay,
but
it's still their exclusive. If they're gonna put it on Game Pass day one, if they're gonna say this is Xbox and PC exclusive, you have to stand behind your product, market it.
That's the thing. Game Pass kind of markets itself in a way. Like everybody already in the ecosystem already knows, hey, we're gonna get games every month, so we just gotta keep tuning in and see what comes out. They do ads on the dashboard. That's how I actually remember. Like, I saw it on the dashboard and I thought, oh yeah.
Yeah, but insiders like us, like I would say us insiders because we're playing the
We're
games,
in the
we're
know,
actively
yeah.
in the know, So us will know about it. But what about the general public? Well, how are they gonna get that next Game Pass subscriber if they're not even advertising what can come out on their service? Like they got to do better than nothing because I feel like it's almost nothing. So they got
I
to do better
think
than that.
I think what they're waiting for is to have that tentpole title to bring everybody in. Because as good as these smaller games are, the general public's not going to care about them. They're going to care about the big games. They're going to care about like Starfield. They're going to care about Redfall. They're going to care about eventually, hopefully, Call of Duty. Like those are the big games that bring in people. So I feel like Xbox overall is going to focus on that, while like the Game Pass people in the marketing side, they're gonna push those smaller games to the people who are already subscribed.
Well, let's how about this? We'll put a pin in it, and when Starfield and Redfall come out, we'll check back with how well their advertising is of their major games coming out. Because I feel like it's almost nothing, and it's sad. They really need to step their game up.
Well, I agree. Okay, we'll check back, but honestly, I think it's gonna ramp up once they have supposedly that showcase that they're having soon.
But see, that's
But
the thing that it's for Xbox. It's like we either talk too much or they don't talk at all. There's got to be some sort of middle ground with them. We want
yeah,
them. We don't have to have something every day, or even every week. But we also want to know more about what you're doing.
yeah.
Give us something.
I mean,
Come on.
I prefer them say anything as opposed to Sony, who doesn't say anything until like a week before release.
I mean, they did advertise a lot with their
Well,
with
that
their
was God
games.
of War, but before
Well,
that, when was the
but
last time
even
they talked?
You're right. They didn't have like a showcase or anything like that. They weren't part of E3. They didn't have like a huge presence in the gaming world but I'm talking about like advertising itself. Their advertising department was on point with Horizon Forbidden West, with God of War. So they're getting their voices out there in that aspect. You know,
Yeah,
you're right though. Sony didn't have a presence of really saying anything about anything else.
it was
Up in
literally just God of War.
Yeah, yeah. Up until the conference that they just had where they announced the 30 million and the new controller and they did put a sneak peek, not really a sneak peek, more just like a picture of Spider-Man 2 like coming this year, so we'll see more about that.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Brother Tay?
You guys took a lot. That was a great argument. I didn't want to ruin it. Sometimes you just
Get heated here.
sometimes you just gotta observe the chaos. Sometimes you don't always gotta create it. You can just look at it, and it's good. Always fun to watch.
I love these gaming debates.
I love
I love it.
I
know,
love
me
hearing
too.
you all fight about it.
You just love violence.
Sometimes you just gotta sit back and enjoy it.
He's like, I'm not starting this, but I love seeing it.
Sometimes it's not a fight. It's not a fight you have to be a part of. It's just a fight you can enjoy. It doesn't matter. It's like boxing. That's how I look at it.
I guess we'll do the we fit or we sports boxing.
I swear to God, I'm gonna fuck
Bring it
the
closer.
me's up on every occasion I get. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get
All
'em.
right, well, that'll do it for us.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on our socials. The link tree should be in the description. I have been doing good with it. I should probably post more on the socials. I don't really do it. I need to.
I mean,
but
Yeah.
by all means, make as many TikToks. You don't always have. I always want to tell you this. You don't always have to do one TikTok reel per episode. You could do as many as you find funny.
no, I know. It's just it takes a lot of work, and usually it's one of those things where I think about it in my head. I was like, oh, that was a fun conversation, and then I spend like my whole time at work trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna do this? And then like whenever there's like a downtime, I'll record it and then I'll edit it or whatever. I literally do it on my phone.
Mhm.
So I try to do more of that, but I need to be better.
We appreciate
I
you.
tell you all the time I respect and appreciate all the work you do because that means I don't gotta do it. It's a win-win. Like
Thank
I
you.
love everything you do.
Aw, you made me blush. That'll do it for us, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.